Again, this is why we do it out of cardboard, because I get a bunch of times to screw up. Welcome to Up Close and Personal. Steven's air conditioner. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. Well, that's a problem.
We are Audrey, Steven, and Bella, our charismatic Doberman. It's now been 9 months living full-time in Artemis, our vintage RV. After replacing our refrigerator, we finally finished our big roof project. With record high temps across the country, we decided to remove our basement air conditioning unit that never even worked, and it just required too much power for our boondocking needs. Join us this month as we show the ultimate DIY basement AC solution. We continue to get Artemis ready for the road before the cold weather comes back in just a few months. We hope you enjoy watching. Give us a like and don't forget to subscribe to follow our journey.
I'm leaving Lowe's with new equipment. Can't wait to get it installed. I'm really excited for this air conditioner, guys. This is what we took everything apart on that bay for. My dull knife is sharp enough to cut these still. That's kind of nice. Psych. Really need a second. That's a staple. Don't do what I'm doing ever. Should probably focus more on what you're cutting than what you're recording. Yada, yada, yada. Oh. So we got a cartridge with some stuff in it. So it looks like all the stuff to mount it to the window. Plus this guy, which looks like a rail to capture it. So this actually is probably going to come in handy for mounting it in that bay. Some of this stuff, like, so I got some weather stripping that might come in handy actually. That's nice. Some of the stuff I'm not going to use though, but a nice little installation kit that it looks like they give you. And then you get a little owner's manual, which nobody ever reads. Am I right? Does anyone ever actually go through and read their owner's manuals with all the stuff you buy? I do. How long did it take me to read the owner's manual for the RV? Probably like a month. I still need to read it again. There's so much stuff to know. Oh my God, this is it. This is our new air conditioner. I'm gonna tape up the that door and I'm gonna set it in there because I don't want to just leave it in here. So I got the new unit in, trying to do a little mock-up. I turned it on. We are on shore power, and then here is the outlet that I put in the other day. And we're blowing out cold air, and we're not popping the breaker. So I'm gonna try turning it up to high. Let's see how much voltage is pulling. We've lived off of a 15 amp extension cord for the last 9 months. Unfortunately, this summer we've also had to share that 15 amp circuit with a pool pump. And that means that we haven't been able to run our air conditioner without also running our generator. So being able to run this AC without having to also start the generator is a huge win for us. We got our brand new AC unit pulled out of the bay it was in. I had it in there for mock-up. I was taking some pictures. Today I'm going to start to get it ready for all the modifications that it's going to need in order to work in that bay. Basically what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to take this front apart and we're going to start the process of building some air boxes so that I can move this air from inside of the RV to inside of here. And then from inside of here back into the RV. So that's what we're working on today. I pulled the front cover and the air filter out of this thing. I'm not going to reuse this air filter because this system that I'm plugging it into already has its own air filtration system. So I'm just going to be using the filtration system off of the RV in order to feed this guy. So right now I'm ready to void the warranty of my brand new air conditioner. So I guess there's no going back from here, huh? I gotta take it off of these things, it looks like. So I should be able to do that with like a small screwdriver, just pull those off and out of there. Let's see. For this project, I enlisted the help of my younger brother, Josh. He happens to be a commercial HVAC engineer, and so there's a lot of questions I had as far as the spacing of how to make the air boxes and what I needed to do in order to get this window unit to work inside of our RV. And I wanted to just give him a personal shout out and a thank you, because this project wouldn't have been possible without him. Okay, so just cutting some random cardboard pieces out on, pail of garbage.
Hey, want to help us out? Subscribe to our channel. It's totally free and it would really bring us joy. Then click the bell notification so you know when we have a new video up. Thanks.
Today we're starting the beginning of the construction process for building the airbox, so that I can get this to work inside of that cabinet and cool us down inside the RV. Welcome to the fun house. Today we are drawing out things to use for templates. Just do one. It's like, what did I just do with the cap? How did I lose it that quick already? Of course, I measured out and cut the first one off camera so that if I screwed up, I still wouldn't look uncool. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. All right, so let's go get these built on the new unit. Okay, already I can tell that I'm gonna be going through a lot of cardboard, because I just put this up against here and I realized that's not how I'm mounting it. I'm actually mounting it to there, so I actually need to add a little bit of length to that so that I'm still at 4 inches. Of course, I measured out and cut the first one off camera so that if I screwed up, I still wouldn't look uncool at the end of this run right here, because I need to leave enough room so that this is far enough away from that so that the air can propagate and then funnel into that. This is nothing like what I actually measured out. I just measured its dimensions and realized that it was all wrong. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. I'm glad I'm redoing this. I'm glad I'm redoing this for posterity or whatever. Before I cut the other one out, well, I guess it really doesn't matter. I'm not actually blowing air through it, Steven. There's like a little divot in this one. I don't know if you can see it. A little staple. And in my head, I'm like, that can't be in there. But I'm not. This isn't going to be the actual. This is just templates. I don't care what it looks like. I'm glad I have a T-square. We all know how good I am at drawing straight lines. Working on it here. It's not the straightest thing I've ever done. I'm not good, in case you're wondering. I'm not good at straight lines. That looks a lot more like what I need. So this is what we're going to be cutting out. And then duplicating. I think that's a lot closer to the right shape. I'll get back to you guys when I get a couple that actually work. I have 2 fairly equal pieces. They don't look equal, right? But that's just because of the way they're cut. But when you put them together like that, they're definitely equal. I guess if you butterfly them like that, then they look equal too. Okay, let's get them taped on and start building. So these are the third templates that I made, and I cut 2 of them. And I shouldn't have, because you can see I gave extra length on this side, but I didn't give any extra length on that side. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. And that's not gonna cut it. I need it to come out just a little bit more than that. So I guess we're gonna go back and recut these again. Whoops. Close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades. Again, this is why we do it out of cardboard, because I get a bunch of times to screw up. I don't do this for a living, and I can tell. I got one of them right. The problem is, see, that's gonna fit perfect. The problem is that this one down here is gonna stick out a little bit higher than the other one. So I'm gonna have to take about almost an inch off of that to make it work. Doable, but a little bit more work for myself. So I'm gonna start taping it up. Of course, I measured out and cut the first one on camera so that if I screwed up, I still wouldn't look uncool. Okay, I got these measured out. About equal, I believe. About equal. We'll find out. Oh, I suppose it would help if I was recording it. So you can see, I got these all taped up in mock. Okay. So it just involves a lot of adjustment here, and just playing around. That's why, you know, I'm taping everything. I'm trying to get everything even. That feels much better. Okay, that feels spot on almost. I'm gonna keep building this box. You can see, sort of, it's starting to kind of come together here. I have the front on. I got a side piece here, taped in. We got the bottom all done here. And yeah, here's my opening. So now, I'm gonna build the box so that thing will slide in like so. It's basically gonna be the top, the bottom, and the other side. And I'll work this into there. We'll tape it all up and we'll see how it works. Just a prototype. I'll plug it in and we'll give her a go here. Bailey wants me to play. Huh, Bailey? Hang on, give me a couple minutes. We're almost done with this air box. Okay, so you can see I'm pretty much done with this air box. It's not perfect, but again, it doesn't have to be. This is just a rough thing, so I can build it out of foam later. So what I'm gonna do now is we're just gonna take this, and I don't think I can do this one-handed, but I'm gonna get this worked in here. Give me a second. The real box will be aluminum foiled together, aluminum foil taped, and then as well as I'll have plenty of glue. Well, there we go. It's my first attempt at ever building any kind of an air box ever for anything. Let's see how well this is gonna work, huh? I'm about to fire it up and test my air box for the first time and see if I can blow the frickin' thing right off of it. It's eco, speed is low. A little noisy. I don't think it likes getting moved around a whole bunch. It was quieting down when I started it up the last time. Let's get the fan on high. Oh guys, that's nice. I can feel that standing all the way over here. So I think it's going to be pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. I think my proof of concept is working. So we're back in this bay. I got that cover pulled off. Before I start trying to build the air box for the intake though, I'm going to address this. As you can see, it's got some mold and some other issues there. So I'm going to clean that out and spray it out and give it a good wipe down. And hopefully we can get that nice and clean so that I don't feel bad about air traveling through there and breathing that. Pretty gross. Okay, so I got some screws down there. I feel like I'm probably going to use some different. Yeah, a solution for that suits. Gonna spray the heck out of all of this in here. using Windex because it's got ammonia in it. I'm trying to kill this mold. Oh yeah, that is healthy stuff, guys. Oh, so glad I volunteered for this job. Oh, that's gross. Just cleans it off fairly easily though. I'm actually surprised there's not more junk in here. There's like screws in here too, so it's like come out like a gasket scraper and get all that junk off. That's really good stuff, Billy. I'm trying to make sure that I get up in here really well. Still have to scrape some gasket off. But I'll show you guys. Here we are. That's what it looks like inside of here. Let me zoom this out a little bit. So that's what it looks like inside of there. You can see I'm cleaning it up along the wall. That looks pretty good. So that should be way better than it was. I still have a little bit of things that I think I need to address in here. How does that look? Oh, that channel still looks really gross. All right, well, let me work on cleaning that channel a little bit more, and then there's a couple things on that back wall. And then I'm gonna scrape all this junk off. Want to help us out? Don't forget to like our videos and subscribe to our channel. And hit that bell notification so you can get notified the next time we make a video. Don't lose the cap. Don't lose the cap. Let's see if this fits. That is just about spot on. Let's get that air conditioner in here and welcome to Up Close and Personal, Steven's air conditioner. All right, I got it in here. I think it's in here pretty square. I might need to adjust it a little bit more. So let me get that done. Okay, so just want to show you guys that I have about, let's zoom that out. I have half the box built. I have this going back here. I have all that done here. I have this coming down here. Now I'm gonna build the bottom. I'm gonna build this side. And then I'll build the top of this going back, and then I'll close that off. And then I'll probably work on this next after that. And maybe today or tomorrow I'll be able to test this proof of concept to see if it actually works. Okay, I finished with the airbox. You can see it's pretty tight in there, but I'm still able to get at most of the buttons if I needed to through there. And I'm also going to hook up the app so that this thing can just run off of my phone. But that is basically what I have done to get my fresh air connected. And now I just have to run this back up into the coach up in here. That's all that's left. Hi everybody, we're almost done with this fabrication. Where are you going? Hi Billy. Hey, sweetie. Billy wants me to be done now, huh? Billy wants me to be done now. Yes, she does. Oh. You gonna finish that for me? What's Dad doing? What's Daddy-o doing? Right, okay. Let's get a couple screws in this. See where we end up. This is a very thick piece of foam. This is just a proof of concept right now. This is not going to be a permanent home. And probably when I do put it back in here for good, one, I'll have this much better insulated with some fiberglass. Then two, I'm probably going to use glue just to help me get it to stick up here. Okay. This is not gonna want to go well for me. There we go. There we go. It's in there. No idea. No idea how it's going to work, how well it's going to work. It's connected. Let's go see about hooking it up. I got to put an air filter in there. Let's see how well it's going to work. It sounds like it's running. Let's go see what it's like inside right now. Audrey's had a busy day selling. She's about to tell me about it. We have air coming out of here. I don't know if you can hear the noise. It's very light. I can feel cool air. It's on a high right now, and like I said, I just have those air boxes made out of cardboard, so nothing is like set in stone, and I'm sure I have my fair share of air leaks going in there. But I have proof of concept. It is blowing cold air out of here. If I shut all of this up, it would probably start to cool down a little bit. Tomorrow, we're going to install this in line. It's 270 CFM. It's for a boat, but you know, we won't tell it that it's going to be in an RV. It'll be fine. I'm going to take all the cardboard apart, and I'm going to build it out of foam. I'm going to glue it all back together, and then we're going to see how well it works. Okay, so it is the day after I put all this together. We used it for a couple hours last night and like an hour this morning. And guys, this thing works ridiculously well. So well. It rained all last night. I can't believe just cardboard and not insulating that at all, how well this is all working. And you can see it's like got moisture and a bunch of stuff on there. So yeah, you can see that I gotta get this under control with the moisture. But for now, what I'm doing today is I'm taking all this apart so that I can rebuild all these pieces out of foam. We're gonna change that hose up a little bit, and I got a little bit more work to do. I think I'm gonna change that piece right there. Maybe make it a little bit bigger. I do like the fact that it is another foam block because it just adds a little bit more insulation to the project. We're gonna shorten that hose. At the end of the day, this will be all foam, bolted in here and working. I can't wait. As I take all this stuff apart, I'm trying to write down what everything is. So that when I go to put it back together, I have some idea of which piece is what, and I don't get that confused because there's gonna be a lot of pieces here to figure out. You can see all the moisture that was building up here because I was using it last night and this morning. Yeah, we're gonna insulate that tube because we don't want that kind of moisture blowing up in the fan or into the living space. So this is just a proof of concept. I was never gonna leave it cardboard. I was just impressed at how well it was working with just a cardboard, actually. But now I get to take it apart and build it correctly so that we don't have all of that. I have the unit back out and we're all apart. I have all the cold air like basically I'm going to use these to make a new box out of foam. Here's for the fresh air. I got all the pieces there. Here's the foam that I'm going to be using to actually build the air box out of. I'm going to tape it all together with some aluminum tape, and then we're going to be reinstalling it. So I had a little bit of moisture in the bottom of this, quite a fair bit of moisture anyway, and I don't know if it's because I don't have all of my ducting and everything insulated for this, or if maybe the drain hole is plugged where it's sitting. So I need to figure out what I need to do to get that in there so that I get better drainage. But other than that, everything else is perfect. Today, I'm gonna be working on this. I got this yesterday. It's a 270 CFM bilge fan. And we're gonna see if I can find 12 volt in that bay. And if I can, then this is gonna help boost the air pressure inside of the RV. So I got the new top piece cut out. It's just a little bit bigger. And then I'm also going to put new weather stripping up. And then I'm going to glue it all in place and screw it back down. Right now I am drawing the hole. I'm going to draw the hole for this. So we're going to take this right here, I'm going to trace that out, I'm going to cut it out before I get it mounted up in that bay. And then yeah, here's the new bilge pump that I will be able to wire right into the old thermostat. So I'll be able to turn this on and off from inside of the RV. It's going to be pretty slick. About this last year when I was doing the insulation for the bays. I want this to be pretty even, but also I want it to be pretty tight in here. Whenever you work with styrofoam, you end up wearing it for a few days. It's just the way it is. Don't cut your own arm. It's very important. I have a hole. I will be rounding this out a little bit more. Here is the top piece that's going to be going back into the coach. Here is the bilge fan. You can see that my love of zip ties continues. So basically I just zip tied it right here. And I ran that through. And then just secured all this back down with tape. And then I'm going to glue over all of this, put that up, screw it in. Also I'm going to put some weather stripping down before I go any further. I'm going to scrape all the old stuff off. Weather strip that up, get this mounted into place, and then wire this bilge fan in and see how that works. Step 1 of 20 done. Okay, we are moving along here. You see I got us glued up in here. I also have it screwed up in, so it's nice and secure. It's not going anywhere. It feels pretty sturdy. I have this nice and secure. So the next thing that I'm gonna work on here is basically getting this thing wired in. And I do have 12 volts switched back here, so it's gonna be pretty easy. I just gotta connect a couple of wires and I should be able to switch it on from inside of the coach. Hey Billy Bean! She's got her toy. I got the bilge fan hooked up and it is blowing air out of all these vents at a pretty good clip. And I'm able to switch it off. It's a little bit louder than, you know, it's a bilge pump. It's not bad. I gotta see if this thing gets hot. I don't think it will. It's only pulling 6 amps max current. So yeah, one part down. It's all wired. Now I just gotta get everything else done. All right, you're cutting it out, and all of a sudden you break the foam and you have to start all over again. Let's see if I can cut this out without breaking it this time. We are back at it today, and the humidity in the last couple of days while I've been working on this. Yeah, you hear the birds. It sounds like I'm in some kind of tropical rainforest right now. I'm not, I'm in Minnesota. Last night I had this bilge fan directly connected to the coach power, and I was running it for a couple hours, and the thermostat started to get a little hot. This thing's running probably about 70 to 80 watts out of there at like 6 amps, 12 volt. And I don't think that thermostat inside was really meant to carry that kind of a load of current, and I don't want to fry it out. So today, this morning, I went out and I bought a little relay, And we're actually just gonna plug all this in right now, and then I gotta finish running the power. That is that wire, whoop, is down there. So I'm gonna get this all plugged in, and I'm gonna plug that end that you're looking at into the battery, and then we're gonna test this fan again. Should work just fine. First thing is first, let's figure out our position here. So this is gonna be the ground. I believe this is power coming from the battery. Switch power coming from the wall. And this little piggy right here goes to the fan. That mounted right in there. That should run that fan just fine. So now I'm gonna get down below, and we're gonna get that hooked up to the battery. The relay is all mounted in now. I want to make sure it's not grounding out anywhere on the frame, so anywhere close to the frame, and I'm gonna tape all that up. But for right now, I got all my connections made so that we can test this and see if this bilge fan will pop on when I hit the switch inside. We did this first test fit, and this hose is like angled up way too high, so I gotta put in like another piece of foam. I gotta put in another piece of foam or something right here just to get that down a little bit. So I'm gonna take a little bit of foam, probably like a little 1-inch piece, just to bridge that gap. And then this is hitting where I don't need it to hit. So we're gonna take this all apart, and I'm gonna tuck that in a little bit tighter so that it clears inside of the hole I'm trying to put it in. I just took this off and like leveled that out a little bit more inside of there. And just flatten that out so it's running along this line instead of sticking. It was like sticking out quite a bit more. So I'm going to do that, and hopefully that's enough to give me the clearance I'm looking for. Let's find out. So this is the process of fabrication. You can see it's fitting in here a little bit better. These are the marks that I had made where it was sitting before. You see it's sitting right behind where it was before. It's really close to this back ledge. You can see that a lot of this condenser is actually being covered by the heater up here. So I want to try and give this as much room as possible so that I can get as much heat out of this bay as possible. So you can see where I marked where this is hitting on that foam board. And so now I'm gonna pull this back, the AC unit back out, and I'm gonna just notch that in between there so that I can just sneak this in a little bit closer, and we get just that much more room behind here for the heat to escape. All right, so the fiberglass that I had was sitting over there, and it got wet and it was unusable. So I went to Lowe's real quick, and I bought a couple of these, and a roll of this. So I'm gonna wrap all this up real tight now, get it all insulated, and then we're gonna put it in the RV for its final installation. All right, it's not pretty, but this thing is wrapped nice and tight in here with aluminum tape. This thing should be good to go for a while, I'm hoping. So I'm gonna get it back in the bay, and we're gonna start mounting it and getting everything hooked up and building that fresh air box. Hopefully this is the last time. Get this into place here. Well, that's a problem I hadn't anticipated. Guys, I am so close, I can taste it. I've been fighting all day trying to figure out how to get this in here and mounted. I finally got a bolt in there. I have it mounted on the back as well. I have this figured out. It's very tight in here. I'm gonna have to trim that, and I might have to get a spacer for that to fit it. I'm not sure how that's gonna work yet. I will figure that out though. So I'm gonna tighten down this. I've already tightened these down, so I'm almost done. Okay, I'm starting to cut out the foam for the air box, for the fresh air box. I have these pieces all numbered, and so I'm just building it backwards, starting with the piece that goes onto the air conditioner first. So as soon as I get all that done, I'm gonna do one piece at a time because this foam is thicker, and I'm gonna have to do a lot of trimming on this air box because everything is so tight in there already. Have you seriously watched this much of our video and you still haven't subscribed to us yet? What are you waiting for? We need you to subscribe so we can continue to make more content. You want us to make more content, don't you? This foam is very stiff. I've broken more than a few pieces of board trying to cut it out right. I know I'm not cutting the straightest line, but the idea is that as soon as I'm done, just turn the camera on so you guys can see me cut, and then don't show you guys cutting. Towards the end is where you really got to take it simple, and the more I twist the knife in here, the more I kind of squeeze this back edge, but here's the edge that we're using, so I think, yeah, we're close. There we go. We got it out. We got this first piece up in here, and you can see it's not really restricting the air way that much. Hanging down maybe just a little bit, but I think that's really good. Makes good connection there, and it's kind of like sliding out of the way. And that's kind of what I want. We're gonna go ahead and tape this into place and see it's overhanging a little bit, but not so far that I'll be able to close the door, and I'll be able to cap that box off. And if I need to, I can also probably cut a little bit off of that too. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and tape all this up. We'll get this in here, and then I'll start working on this piece that's coming down from right here. It's already getting tighter in here. So the next piece I gotta get in there is that, and you know what? Yeah, I'll get that back in there. Hi, Belly. What are you doing? Who's you doing? Come say hi. This is my good girl. This good girl. Okay. We have like 3 or 4 pieces left to do. So next, yeah, we're just gonna put that right there. Heck yeah. See, oh, I have that all built now. You can see up in there. It's the fresh air intake coming out. And it's just gonna feed into there. So let's keep on taping. So this is the first piece that I'm trimming up a little bit just because it didn't really want to, it's like sticking out a little bit too far. So we're gonna trim this down. It's the top piece that goes on the top of the air box. So let's get this trimmed and put into place. It's starting to come together. You can see I got the top piece in now. It's all mounted up here, nice and swell. And back there, nice and tight. So I'm just gonna put the long side piece on here. And just build this front, and all of the air boxes will be done. So 2 more pieces and then we're good to go. Apparently there's a tornado watch tonight. Hopefully all my hard work isn't rewarded with the destruction of my home. It's been a weird summer. Okay, Audrey's recording. She got home just in time to watch me cut the last piece and put it into place. This is the fresh air box, so it doesn't need to be as thermostatically controlled as the cold air box. Oh, thank you. There we go. The only thing I have left now to do is to zip tie all these wires up and get the hose in there, and we're done.
I don't know if we're supposed to get rain, but we're in a tornado watch right now.
Yeah. And because I'm out here working, it's probably going to...
Yeah. It's like not on the radar, but since you're right about to be done. Jeez.
Okay, so I cut this hose, which is looking more like the hose that I probably need, but oh well. I decided to take this piece of hose right here because it's a little bit cleaner, and it's gonna pretty much do what I want a little bit easier. I got it wrapped with this stuff first, which is basically just a foam wrap, and then I'm gonna glove up, and I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna wrap it all up again with that stuff. I'm gonna tape all that up, and then I'm gonna get it into the RV, and then I'm gonna do the last bit of insulation, and I should be done. My first try is a failure. I wrapped it before. I should have bent it in place and then wrapped it. What do you do? Try again. All right, second attempt was much better. I got it in there. She's taped up. That's gonna be what it is. I wish that I had just a little bit more room in here, but honestly, I can't believe everything that I've been able to accomplish. This is sealed up really nice, and I can't wait to see how it performs. I'm just gonna, before I turn this on, I'm gonna take one more opportunity to try and insulate this tube as much as I can, just so we don't have any water buildup. I don't like mold or water. This to make my life a little easier. Need more, it tapes together pretty easy. Easy peasy. Easy peasy. This took me the better part of 4 days, I want to say. I've been thinking about this now for a couple of months though. We were in the middle of a roof project when I started trying to figure this out. The mosquitoes is feeding on me. That is gonna take space. I realize, oh god, I lost my edge. Probably a little bit more. Problem solving. There we go. Ready for some fiberglass. I'm gonna be done. Right there. We did Poopy right there.
You're welcome. You need that. You're getting eaten alive out here. Not that that has to do with water, but...
Got fiberglasses. I think so.
Bean.
What are we doing? Last night was our last visible night. So let's take a look at these littler packs.
Littler.
smaller pack. I'm kind of bummed about that free fiberglass. But what do you do? This stuff all over my arms too, so.
Oh God.
That's what I did with the last one.
I'd like to help you, but I'm not touching that.
No, it's like really aggressive cotton candy. Like losing my light. I've literally been working on this all day.
Oh, she's right there.
How do I wrap this without tearing it to shreds? Carefully, Steven.
You're really running out of light.
I know, I'm gonna need a flashlight to finish the backside.
Oh.
Can you just hold it like
Stick to my nail.
All right, just keep handing me strips of tape about that long, please.
Okay. Steven has been working on this all day. I got home late, took a minute, and came out and cut tape. So I hardly contributed, but I did cut some tape.
Moment of truth, should be all done. It's getting late and I'm losing all my light, so I will come back tomorrow and check all my seals, make sure everything's sealed, but I'm gonna close this door and see if it shuts. I'm gonna close this door and see if it shuts. What do you think? What do you think, chat? Guys. Guys. Yes. A little tight. It's a little tight in there, but it seals. Check that out. That does not look like a Coleman air conditioner, does it? Let's go see if it works. Okay, I just finished up. I just turned it on. I am feeling some air pressure out of here. I could be feeling more. The air out of here is actually pretty cool, but what I love is what I wired is a bilge fan off of a boat. It's controlled off of here. So now, oh God, that's so nice.
That's good.
Oh, that's so nice. We now have air conditioning for a fraction of the energy usage. Oh, it's coming out of all these. Okay, I'm gonna seal it up in here and we're gonna see how long it takes for the temperatures to come down. I am so happy. Yeah, I'm so happy. Okay, yeah, let's get that light. So right now we're starting out at about 82.4 degrees in here. We just turned the AC on like 2 seconds ago. And what is it, 71% humidity, so it just went down. But we got a lot of humidity in the bays we gotta get out of here too. So I'll work on that tomorrow. Today I'm just happy that we have AC. You can probably hear it on the microphone. Gotta clean these vents, but I'm getting all kinds of airflow out of here. I love it.